day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days of innocence and rhythm hits. Back when hip-hop was innovative and different. Back when I used to listen in with intended grins. Vision in the pictures that were painted by a vicious pen. It sounds soothed like the breeze through the misty winds, whispering, but let me take you back to where it begins. Around 93, it seems like yesterday, when I had seen the best display of rhyming from a mighty team. It's enlightening, the rest were playing. I would see that hip-hop was the life for me. And I admit I was trying to be the kind of G that I would see on my TV, but didn't have my head on straight. I'd better wait, but this music just reminded me of what it felt like to meditate and put my mind at ease. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. So let's get into it. Rocking out to Ski-Lo's wishes. It's third grade, finished it. Fourth grade was mischievous, but in a sense, music gave this kid an itch. 1995, Cool J's Mr. Smith on my Christmas list. Dubbing songs from the radio to play it over and over. Memorize the words, say it back well. Shoebox full of TDKs and Maxells. Crazy, sexy, cool, my first CD played on stack shelves. Boys to Men were dope, Daylight could rap well. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre both caught a fast sale. But if mama heard any cussing, I would catch hell. Young and out 10, but thinking I could act 12. Jodeci and All For One, I would sing along. Salt and Pepper singing words that I ain't know the meaning of. Keith Sweat had me twisted, Busta had me all in check, and proctored me into one of America's most wanted keys. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Hip-hop, birthed and grown in New York. One of the few courts to lose more players than new sports. And you could open and walk through doors, but you thought if you're gonna rap, what you need to go to school for. Now it's all about looking bold in the street. Your flowing is weak, but all's well if you got dough in your Jeep. We went from holding a mic to holding your heat. From crisscross to Bow Wow and Romeo beef. And trust me, things have gotten far worse than I know. B-boys, trash linoleum, cardboard and vinyl. Cassette tapes and players will all go recycle. But who will still be standing when our wars are final? It's too bad to witness the fall of a true stance, where wars can break out where we once flew flags. If you ask, we're gonna do it through rap, cause we're ushering in the new and improved boom bap like that. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. The wild those songs sounded the exact same. But back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But every day I sit and wish I was